And Joe, you're very fond of Ireland. Obviously, you and the lads moved over here to Dublin back in 1984. And you weren't long here, and you were up to all sorts. I believe you kidnapped David Bowie in the back of a Mini. What's that about?
Well, okay, let's go back. In 1984, we came over here to work, and there was a bunch of people. It was great fun. There was 6 months that we were there, and there was, you know, apart from meeting the obvious, like I think we went to see Simple Minds at the SFX. And this gentleman came up to me and said, "Oh, I heard you were in town. Here's my number. Should you ever need anything?" And it was Bono. I mean, this never happened to me when I lived in London or Sheffield, you know. And we were hanging out with Stockton's Wing and Clanard and having such great fun. And there was also Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Spandau Ballet in town. So the Pink Elephant was the place to be in 1984. It was absolutely amazing, which is kind of why I ended up taking root in Dublin. I just had so much fun. A capital city of 1 million people instead of 10 million. It was more my speed, you know. So I felt very settled in Dublin. As regarding kidnapping David Bowie, it was actually the other way around. When he was doing his Sound and Vision tour and playing the then Point Depot, the night before the show, Bono threw a barbecue at his place and invited me down. And he took, it was sort of like, got in, he took me to one side. He says, "I want to introduce you to somebody." And I'm thinking it's probably his cleaning lady. And he took me to this room, and there was David Bowie. And I'm like, "You could have given me a warning. You know, what am I supposed to say? You know, this guy I've worshipped from afar for years, and now I'm stood in front of him. I'm like, hey, how's the weather?" You know, it was a strange 5 minutes. And then, of course, we all moved outside for the party, and we were just mingling and talking. And then he kind of realized that the Edge wasn't there because it was his birthday, and he was having a meal, I think, in Dún Laoghaire. And Bowie went, "Let's go and sing Happy Birthday to the Edge." So long story short, myself, Bono and his driver and David all crammed into this Mini, and we drove to Dún Laoghaire, and we all jumped out the car, ran up the steps. Now, you've got to imagine, this is before cell phones, so I could be completely making this up. We ran up the steps, ran into the restaurant. You can imagine the faces on the people when they saw the two of them, never mind me, they saw you know, Bono and Bowie, and we all sang Happy Birthday to the Edge, gave him a kiss on the cheek and ran out. Went back to Bono's house, and then Coco, who is David's assistant, went absolutely mental because she thought we had kidnapped David, and we had to kind of talk her down off the ledge and say, actually, it was the other way around.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good story.
I would have loved for the guards to stop you. Just look into the back of the car.
Can you imagine?
See the three of you there. Oh, it would have been brilliant.
That would have been fun. That really would have been fun.
Listen, Joe, it's a joy to talk to you. Delighted to know that you're touring again. We hope there'll be an Irish date in there soon.
There is. 2023, we're bringing the tour to Europe, and it's definitely going to include an Irish show for sure.
Brilliant.